Okay, so Zechariah says it's the plague that burns off their flesh as they stand on their feet, and it's caused by Yehovah, who the text tell us is the beast. And it affects those who have fought against Jerusalem. But we know Jerusalem, the true Jerusalem, is in heaven. It's not the city in the Middle East. I mean, sometimes the texts do talk about the city in the Middle East, but we also know there's the Jerusalem that represents the bride. It's the Jerusalem that comes down out of heaven at the end. That's in Revelation 21, I think. So it seems to be saying here that those who fight against the bride, those who will be rescued by the Elohim, those who El Shaddai will rescue, are being persecuted by the beast. That's what we've been told. They're going through that persecution. So it says all those who fight against the bride, basically, New Jerusalem, Jerusalem represents that bride, they will die in the nuclear event. And why? Because they won't be rescued. Because it says the Elohim are going to rescue. It's the government that causes the nuclear event, but the Elohim is going to rescue humanity off the planet, because Matthew 24 says no flesh will survive. So why will they lie in that lake of fire, that nuclear event that they perpetuate upon themselves? Because they're not going to be rescued. They inflicted it upon themselves. So, and it says that over and over in the text. So this flying roll nuclear event is also known as the punishment of Egypt. And Egypt is the spiritual name of the great city, which is Babylon the Great, right here. And the great city is called Babylon the Great. It's also called Egypt, and it's also called Sodom, and also the land of the Chaldeans. So we know these 10 plagues of Egypt resemble the 7 plagues in Revelation that Revelation tells us is caused by an asteroid impact. Revelation 9 tells us the asteroid will hit, it will create a huge pit, smoke will come out of that pit and darken the sky for an entire third portion of the earth that may be right here or here. So it said, or maybe in another portion, but it says an entire third of the earth will be darkened by that smoke or ash that comes out of the pit from that asteroid impact. And it also says the seat of the beast will be in that darkness. And we know the seat of the UN beast is in New York City. So that's why it's either here or here. We talk about that in the video, Asteroid, When and Where. It's also linked below. So that darkness that we're told is caused by the asteroid impact is in the kingdom of the beast. And the kingdom of the beast is Babylon the Great, which is also known as Egypt. And in the 10 plagues of Egypt, we're told the darkness lasts 3 days. And in other books of the Bible, we're told days can also be years. So we've talked about this in the video on the 7 trumpets. It's linked below. And it's also explained in the video Asteroid, When and Where. But this timeline may be it right here. It says the asteroid will hit after a period of 1,260 days or years that are characterized by the rule of the Vatican. The texts are very clear about that. Right here. That's a really strong 1,260 year period characterized by the Vatican. So it says after that 1,260 year period, it seems to indicate that the 3.5 years of tribulation will start at that asteroid impact. So it could be 3 days of darkness and 5 months of torment. Revelation 9 gives us the 5 months. And like I said, in the story of the 10 plagues of Egypt, it gives us the 3 quote unquote days. So that's the 3.5 years right there. 3 days of darkness, 5 months of torment from the nuclear event. Okay, so the asteroid, we're told in Revelation 8, turns the waters red right here. It's in the 3rd trumpet. The star falls on the rivers and fountains. And in the 3rd vial, the rivers and fountains turn red. So these are the trumpets and plagues. We have a video on this link below. And they are simultaneous and they happen in one day. It's the asteroid impact. So the asteroid, so that's the river turned to blood. That's caused by the asteroid. We're told that in Revelation. And the asteroid is also the thunder, hail, and fire right here. So remember, Revelation says this all occurs in one day. It causes the rivers to turn red, and it also seems to cause nuclear meltdown. That's explained in Revelation 9. And that can also explain the boils on the skin right here. And Revelation 9 says that torment will last 5 months. So it says the asteroid causes the darkness, and the darkness lasts for 3 days right here, or years. That can also be years. So the darkening of the sky in the third part of the earth for 3 years would cause all the plant life to die. And gnats eat dead plant matter. So an abundance of dead plant matter would increase the gnat population. So that it explains the plague of gnats. And frogs eat gnats. So the increase of the gnat population would in turn increase the frog population. That explains the plague of frogs. And that's basic environmental science right there. And also the death of the plant life would kill off the cattle, which feed off the plants. And flies eat dead flesh. So the increase of dead cattle increases the fly population. So the 10 plagues of Egypt seem to match what would happen at an asteroid impact. We're also told in Revelation 9 about the locusts. The locusts come out of the pit. Okay. So the burning of Babylon is the destruction of the house of the thief who swears falsely by my name, the beast pretending to be God. The burning of Babylon is the burning of Sodom or Egypt, the land of the Chaldeans, the great city. And we're told in Revelation the dirty winds will come out of the mouth or edge of the beast, the false prophets, and the dragon at that time. So Revelation 9 says the asteroid hits, then the war happens. The nuclear event seems to be part of that war, or it may be a nuclear meltdown. I'm not really sure, because Zechariah does indicate that they brought, it says, the house of the thief who swears falsely by my name. That's right here. This whole area is the house. It says that house will be consumed. It says they brought the flying rolls into the midst of that house, and they consumed the house. So that sort of indicates that maybe it's a nuclear meltdown that does it. That because we know for sure the asteroid hits first, and then the nuclear event. It tells us that in Revelation 9. The asteroid hits, and then the war and the 5 months of torment, which is connected to that nuclear event. But I don't have time to go into it in this video. But there are links below that talk about it. So the dirty winds that it talks about in Revelation, which we've also talked about in other videos, and I think that's also in the video on hell, where we go into the definitions of the words and everything. Because I think the word that it was translated as in the old translation was spirits. But the word actually means dirty wind, which sounds more like a nuclear event. So it says, the dirty winds will come out of the mouth or the edge of the beast, the false prophets, and the dragon. Well, the dragon, we know, gives power to the beast. So the dragon is the UK and France, which founded the UN. And we know the UN is the beast, which covers all 7 continents and is headquartered in New York City. So the dirty winds will come out of the mouth or the edge of the beast, which is the UN headquartered in New York City. and the false prophets, and the dragon, which we know is the UK and France, which founded the beast, and also the false prophets. And the false prophets are all headquartered. It's the Abrahamic religions. That's what Babylon the Great is. It's this whole area dominated by the Abrahamic religions. The three Abrahamic religions are Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. They all worship the same God. That's a fact. It's the beast. They all worship the same beast. So, the headquarters for those religions are Rome, Jerusalem, and Mecca. So when it says the dirty winds will come out of the mouth or edge of the beast, the false prophets, and the dragon, this may be what it refers to. But again, it's talking about this whole area right here. Okay, so it's just important to understand what we're talking about here. It's talking about the destruction of Babylon, which is the land of the Chaldeans, also called Egypt. It's a future event. It's Babylon the Great. So when Jeremiah 50 says Yehovah will kindle a fire in Babylon, it's talking about Yehovah the beast. We know that for sure because Revelation 17 tells us the 10 kings of the beast are the ones who burn Babylon. And then Jeremiah 50 confirms the rescue. It says the children of Israel, humanity, were oppressed, but their Redeemer is strong. A sword upon the Chaldeans, upon the inhabitants of Babylon, upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her. A drought is upon her waters. It's the land of graven images. They are mad upon their idols. It shall be no more inhabited, as God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, so again, the reference to the fire and brimstone that rained down on Sodom, that's what that's about. It's telling you again, this is where the asteroid's going to strike. That's the point. The meteorites. And then it says, a people will come from the north. They are cruel like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. So that's interesting right there. We'll have to talk about this a little later. But why does it say daughter of Babylon instead of just Babylon? It seems to be talking about a more specific area right here now. So it says, a people from the north will come against the daughter of Babylon. He shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan into the habitation of the strong. Okay, Jordan is right here next to Israel, and Israel is the little horn. We've talked about this before. The dragon took over that area of the world. This is the Mediterranean. When you turn it upside down, it looks like a head of a beast, and this is the horn of Israel. Lamentations says that Israel is the horn. We've talked about this many times before. We don't have time to go into it right now, but the dragon took over that part of the world in 1916. So this is Jordan right here, and the dragon, the UK, that gave power to the beast. Jordan is under their control and have been since 1916. So it says, this king of the north, it says he will come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan unto the habitation of the strong, but I will make them suddenly run away from her. It's talking about the daughter of Babylon. Then it says, at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved. Okay, so that's the asteroid impact again. It literally will move the earth. Then in Jeremiah 51, it says, I will raise up against Babylon a destroying wind. Okay, so that's the nuclear event again. And it says in the day of trouble, so that's the day, that seems to be the day of the Lord or the day of the asteroid impact, or it could be referring to the tribulation there, the day of trouble. It says, the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans. But Israel, or humanity, has not been forsaken, though their land was filled with sin. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Again, that's a reference to the beast. Revelation 17 says the woman sitting on the beast holds a golden cup. That cup made all the world drunken. So it's saying right there, the Lord is holding that cup. That's the beast. And then it says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Okay, I have to stop. The link is below.